And comment nicely. You don't, well, not even nicely. And
comment something racist, and then other people will call you racist, and that feeds the algorithm.
He's got a point though. I'm very excited today. I'm meeting Tim Renkow. I've worked with him quite a bit actually with Abnormally Funny People, and I'm on his roof, 3rd floor, not proper roof because the roof's up that way, it's the mezzanine. So Tim should be here any second. That was a cue actually, because we have set this up a little. Tim!
Hey, what a surprise!
How's it going, man?
What are you doing on my roof? Get the fuck off, you weirdo! You're not invited!
I'm on your roof.
Yeah.
Well, not roof because there is more to your building, but we mustn't say too much because your neighbours might get a bit funny.
Yeah. It's a very robbable roof.
A robbable roof?
Like if I wanted to rob somebody and I got here, I could break into any of these houses.
Security-wise, I think the lift that comes up down here, you can't get in from the. It's pretty secure. Frankie came in and it felt like a proper secure block.
Yeah, well.
So Tim Renkow, we did a show.
I almost got you Steve Day.
Which, funny enough, we did a show together with Steve Day at the Queen Elizabeth Hall for Abnormally Funny People like 2 weeks ago. And it was the first time my daughter had seen me do a gig, which was quite weird. But I was only doing like 5 minutes because I was comparing with Simon. And she thought you were at least number 1 or 2. Number one.
Yeah, better. What did she think of you?
She thought I was number 7. No, she liked me, I think, which is good.
It'd be weird to see it, Dad.
Do you think?
I think so.
Maybe.
How different are you on stage then?
Well, as a family, I'm a bit silly. How different are you on stage? I think I'm different in the sense that it's kind of a bit like therapy. You just go off on one. Well, you're not that different, are you?
No.
Why is that? Are you not an act? You're not acting. You're doing.
I'm not good enough at acting to be different on stage.
But saying that, did you act in The Jerk?
Yeah.
Was that your character though?
Yeah.
So you weren't acting. You were just being yourself.
Yeah, just tried to be myself. Like acting is about trying to be somebody else, and comedy is about trying to be yourself.
Okay. Yeah. So if you're liking these videos, please press the like button and comment. That's what I was told.
Oh,
You've got to comment.
yeah.
And comment nicely. You don't. Well, not even nicely. And
comment something racist, and then other people will call you racist, and that feeds the algorithm.
He's got a point though. And then subscribe before you write those comments. Thank you very much. So when did you start comedy, Tim Renkow? And where? And why?
I started in Memphis, Tennessee, 2009. I was just in uni, and there was an open mic competition, so I just signed up for it.
And did well?
Did pretty good. I didn't come in first, but I remember I did well enough that I got like $10, which was probably like for the 4th prize.
Right.
Which I was like, oh, no one's ever paid me before to do stuff legal. I'll do this.
But why did you do it? Why stand up?
So first I did it just kind of, why not? It was so close to my house. And it seemed like fun. I wanted to be a writer, but it's physically difficult to actually write, like physically get stuff on paper. So it's a way of doing it, being a writer and not having to write anything down, like physically. It's difficult to physically write, so I was like, okay. I'll do writing without the actual writing part of writing.
Where do you put your thoughts and your jokes? Are they in, you just remember them?
They're just in my head.
Seriously? But
Yeah. This has happened tons of times where I'll write a joke and I think I've stolen it from somebody, but I can't remember where. And then I realized I've stolen it from myself.
That is brilliant.
God,
so you thought of it and then you thought of it again.
Yeah.
So instead of writing it down to prove.
That before.
I mean, must have a brilliant memory then.
Yeah, so I could never take notes. I feel like if you don't write, you get used to not writing. I never looked at a single note in school ever.
What were you studying?
Creative writing. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Did they accommodate your...
So I managed, this was such a coup. I managed to turn in my first Edinburgh hour as my final thesis. And then I lied to them and I told them that writing it down would be harmful to the process. And I couldn't write it down, so they just sent me a recording. So I just sent them a recording. So I managed to do my final creative writing thesis without writing anything down.
That's great. And you know we are recording this. We can send this...
I mean, it's...
You've got the thing now, though,
I didn't get a good enough grade for it to matter in words.
So after your first gig, did you then go into it quite rapidly?
Yeah, there was that gig and then there was an open mic in a bar near my house. So I did that like every week. It was just what we did on the Tuesday night and got beers and stuff.
So that's your learning process, that was your...
Yeah. And then I did it for about a year and moved to New York.
With the idea of doing...
Standard, yeah, that's when it became more than just a hobby.
Yeah. I always heard that you're more or less paying to go in and having drink rules and all this stuff.
I had a hard time in New York.
Because?
So in New York, to do a show as a new guy, you have to bring people.
That's what I thought, bringers, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Which is happening here a bit now, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, is it now? There was one show that I never did it, but you had to bring 14 people.
14?
And they all had to pay 2 drinks and tickets. So you're looking at a minimum like $30 night.
So comedians weren't making the money themselves?
No,
they weren't paying?
They don't pay the comedians.
That's amazing, isn't it?
So, yeah.
But it was, in the States, it's more of a stepping stone to doing films and, you know...
Yeah, but I just didn't like it. So I came here.
Is that why you came?
Yeah.
You haven't been here that long, though.
I came in 2011.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm old.
With a reputation, or did you have to kind of work?
No reputation, no.
So you had to work the scene here?
Yeah. So this is where I cut my teeth.
So if you kind of... Oh, that's a great... It's a really good shot, that. Let me just get that anyway in the bag. It's good. We're going to do a best gig and worst gig. What's the best gig?
What is the best gig? I don't know. I did Live at the Apollo. That's a good gig.
Live at the Apollo, and that was recent. Was that recent?
That was... I mean, what is time? That was 3 years ago.
Why was that so good? Because it's just the Apollo and
the Apollo.
Yeah, and a good set, great set.
Good crowd.
Was that before the Jerk or after?
That was after.
You are a really good... I mean, I think your stand-up, you're not afraid, which I really like, and you go down the dark side.
Yeah.
Is that just the way your brain works?
Well, partially, but because I've been thinking about this a lot. So to me, a comedian's job is to be stupid. Like, that's the job, is to get the dummy. With the cerebral palsy, it's hard to, like my favorite comic of all time is Norm Macdonald, who's so good at being dumb. It's like, with the cerebral palsy, it's hard to be seen as dumb without being mentally disabled.
That's a good point. I didn't know where you were going with that, but I understand that, yeah.
I haven't figured out how to be as goofy as I would like and not lose the trust of the audience.
Is that, you think that's a very fine line, do you?
Yeah, it's a super fine line.
Yeah.
Because it's a fine line with anyone. Yeah, it is what makes comedy hard.
As in laughing at or laughing with.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you, Norm Macdonald. He's comes across as being very stupid, but you know, beneath there's a highly intelligent human being.
But like, what I love about him is he doesn't care. Like, if you think he's stupid, that's fine. And that's where I would love to be, except if you think I'm stupid, you probably think I'm mentally disabled, which is too far.
That's very, very interesting. And unfortunately, he passed on, didn't he? Died. But that was going to be one of my questions. But if you could tour with somebody, so he's your favourite comedian.
Oh, it would still be Norm Macdonald. Just torn with his body.
Okay, we'll
Put
keep
my
that.
hand up his ass like a puppet show.
Okay, worst gig.
Worst gig is, it was my first ever paid gig here.
Here in London?
In London. I was on the bus coming, and a guy on the bus started talking to me about Jesus, like trying to convert me, but his move was to think I would empathize with how much he got beaten on the cross, so he kept me like, so then they beat him with whips, you know what that's like, right? And I like, that's funny, I'll talk about that, I'll open by talking about that. And I did, and I didn't realize it was a parish gig.
Parish?
In a church. And so I started talking about it, and like it was a super old crowd. And they couldn't walk out on me because I was airplane. They hated it, so what everyone ended up doing, there were 3 rows of people, and everyone just turned their back on me, and I just did the whole set, 2 backs.
That's a kind of a silent protest, isn't it?
Yeah. The other worst gig I ever did. Do you remember Junglers in Covent Garden?
Oh, the
one at the
in the nightclub.
Yeah.
I never played that.
Oh, I get so lucky. So I did it. I got a chair on stage and I put it down, and I didn't realize I put it too far back. And when I sat down, I fell off the back of the stage. So I got up, got the chair back.
Did they think it was part of the act?
Well, everyone's kind of awkward.
Yeah.
So I got up and I moved it forward, but I overcorrected, and then I fell off the front of the stage. And then I had to do 18 more minutes to people just be like, is he okay?
But the audience were just feeling sorry for you.
Yeah. It was just bad. Like, I had a headache. I'd hit my head twice.
And you just carried on.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Gotta get that 100 pounds or whatever they were.
Oh, yeah. Crikey.
But that's what I was talking about, like Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
Is I don't get the benefit of the idea that I might have fallen off the stage on purpose.
Yeah, right. If you weren't in showbiz, a very normal-ish job, what
veterinarian.
You'd be vet?
Yeah.
Totally.
Anything with animals. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. No, the only reason I do this is because my hands don't do good enough to.
Wow, I'd never put you as a vet.
Yeah, I'm an animal guy.
Oh, because you've got cats, haven't you?
Yeah, cats.
Have you got a favourite photograph?
I've always really liked Diane Arbus's twins.
She's done a lot of kind of children pictures of kind of really stark.
Creepy.
Yeah. There's a picture I've taken of you, which is one of my favourite that I've taken of you, which was, it was at the Shepherd's Bush Empire, and Ben Elton was on that night.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And that you were on stage, but the lights for some reason on the stage looked like this movement, and you were sitting in a chair, and it looked like this.
I didn't realise you took that.
Yeah,
I like that.
The other one I really like that I take was your wedding picture.
Yes, I love those pictures.
There's one where you're on the street coming back to the house, and there's a lorry, and there's a guy doing some work on the road on the street, and there's a bit of joy, a really nice joy.
No, I like those a lot. Yeah.
That's what I was hoping he would choose, but he didn't. He went for a Diane Arbus one. I'm going to do a selfie.
Selfie time.
Me and Tim Renkow,
We could take it in the pose of those Diana Hobbs twins.
Yeah, how'd you do that? Brilliant.
Cool.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks.
Plans. I'm going to get plans. What's your plans for the future? Comedy?
No plans.
You're gigging?
I've done this shit for 13 years without a plan. I don't plan on starting now.